Hey everyone, I'm so glad you're tuning in for today's explainer. We're going to unpack a massive professional shift that's happening right now in the world of product management. We're looking at a pretty brilliant piece of analysis from the Specky blog, and it's all about how generative AI is completely transforming the way we build product requirements documents, or PRDs. Let's just jump right in, okay? For years, the PM role has leaned heavily toward manual drafting. But as we'll see today, AI is letting product managers step out of the weeds as simple writers and step up into the highly strategic role of an architect. We're talking about a move from formatting to high-level strategy, and honestly, the implications for your daily workflow are absolutely huge.
First up, we've got to talk about the pain point. 40%. That is the real ouch factor right there. According to our source material, product managers are currently spending an average of 40% of their time just dealing with administrative overhead. A massive chunk of that is pure documentation debt. The incredibly labor-intensive process of drafting, formatting, refining, and then endlessly updating technical specs. That is nearly half your week just gone, sucked right into administrative tasks instead of driving actual product strategy.
Think about the historical PRD. It was essentially a stagnant artifact. You drafted it manually, you obsessed over the formatting, and then, well, it just sat there. But the modern PRD, powered by generative AI, it shifts your role entirely. You aren't the manual writer anymore. You become the strategic editor and curator. By offloading that heavy initial drafting, you get to shift your brainpower toward high-leverage activities, stuff like validation, strategic alignment, and complex trade-off analysis. It's really all about moving from a static document to an iterative, highly dynamic process.
Section 1. The AI-first framework, shifting from documentation to strategy.
The big idea here is modularity. Modern AI tools can take completely unstructured data, like messy Zendesk tickets or those rambling Slack threads, and synthesize them before a single line of code is ever written. Instead of just guessing, you can feed interview transcripts straight into an LLM to generate really grounded, nuanced user personas. For success metrics, AI can instantly suggest data-backed KPIs tailored to your specific feature, whether you're trying to nail down churn reduction, latency targets, or conversion rates. And for risk analysis, it gets even better. By training models on your internal engineering wikis, the AI can actually flag potential scalability issues and technical debt right out of the gate. It synthesizes the mess so you can make the actual decisions.
Section 2. The human-in-the-loop rule. AI as assistant, not PM.
Now, AI is incredible for sure, but we need a little tough love here. It is a powerful synthesis engine, but it is fundamentally not a discovery engine. To really drive this home, the Specky article points to Marty Kagan of the Silicon Valley Product Group. Product discovery is a deeply, deeply human process. It requires genuine empathy to truly understand user pain points. It takes delicate stakeholder negotiation, and it requires a really complex contextual understanding of office politics, market timing, and team dynamics. Deciding what to build is a uniquely human responsibility simply because machines cannot replicate those traits. So here is the crucial mindset shift you need to make. Start treating any AI-generated content as version 0.5. Think of AI as your force multiplier. It totally excels at enforcing consistent structures across your documents and spotting logic gaps you might have completely missed. It provides the structure. But you, the human product team, you have to provide the soul, the strategy, and the final say. At the end of the day, you own the strategy.
Section 3. The prompt engineering blueprint for PMs.
Okay, so how do we actually get high-quality outputs that go beyond those generic, surface-level AI responses? Well, if you want rigorous PRDs, you've got to use the Context Task Constraint Framework. This three-step process is a game-changer because it guarantees the AI actually grasps the specific nuances of your product ecosystem. First up is context. You absolutely must define the environment and the problem. Second is task, exactly what needs to be drafted. And third is constraint, the rules, the scope, or the specific syntax the AI needs to follow.
Let's look at a concrete, copy-paste example of this blueprint in action. Imagine you're working on an HR management platform and you're trying to automate leave approvals. Your prompt should look a little something like this. Context: we are a B2B SaaS platform for HR management. Our users struggle with manual leave approvals. Task: draft a PRD for an automated leave approval feature. Constraint: use Gherkin syntax for all user stories and ensure the scope is limited to the MVP release. You see how hyper-specific that is? That right there is how you turn a generic chatbot into a highly specialized PM assistant.
And here is a comprehensive template you can plug right into an LLM to guarantee you capture every essential element of a rigorous PRD.
You start by assigning the role Act as a Senior PM. Then you plug in your context and task. After that, explicitly list the sections you need, stuff like an executive summary, personas, metrics, Gherkin requirements, risks, and dependencies. Finally, you set the style, concise, professional, clear. If you follow this structure, you literally eliminate blank page anxiety and ensure you have a logically sound starting point every single time.
Section 4. Tooling up. Recommended AI stacks.
According to studies by GitHub and McKinsey cited in the article, AI-powered tools can actually boost productivity by 20 to 30%, largely by minimizing context switching. For drafting and logic, the absolute gold standard right now is Claude 3.5 Sonnet. It's highly praised for its technical accuracy and logical consistency. But, as we know, drafting is really only half the battle. For knowledge integration, you want to be using tools like Notion AI or Jira Product Discovery. Why? Because they let you sync your documentation directly with your team wikis and ticket management systems. This keeps your PRDs functioning as live documents that are constantly updated and tightly integrated into your actual workflow, which minimizes that productivity-killing context switching.
Section 5. The reality check and the ultimate outcome.
Now we need a bit of a reality check and a vital mindset shift that starts with looking at current industry adoption from Product School's 2024 study. Because while the tech is definitely here, human behavior is still kind of catching up. The data reveals that a vast majority of product managers, 72%, have at least experimented with AI for their documentation tasks. People are absolutely playing around with it, testing out prompts, seeing what the AI spits out. The curiosity is 100% there.
But check out this steep drop-off here. Only 25% of PMs have fully integrated AI into their actual day-to-day workflows. So why the huge gap? Well, the source material notes this is primarily caused by internal security concerns and a pretty widespread lack of process standardization. People just don't have frameworks like the context, task, constraint blueprint we went over. So they experiment, they get frustrated with bad outputs, and they just go right back to manual drafting.
Which brings us to the core thesis of this entire explainer. If you only remember one thing, let it be this: prioritize rigor over speed. Please, do not view AI as just some magic shortcut to finish your work faster so you can clock out early. Instead, view it as a mechanism to offload all that tedious administrative drafting. By getting back that 40% of your time, you finally have the space to rigorously scrutinize your assumptions, really stress test your requirements, and make absolutely sure your team is building the right thing for the right reason.
I want to leave you with a final, somewhat provocative thought. Think about your roadmap today. Take an upcoming minor feature and run it through the template we just discussed. If an AI writes that first version 0.5 draft, and you focus all of your energy purely on refining, editing, and validating, how much sharper will your strategic focus become? Honestly, try it out. Stop acting as a writer and step into your role as an architect. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope it completely changes how you approach your next PRD.